All right, guys, so right now we can go ahead and search GitHub users for whatever text we want. What I'd like to do is have a clear button here so that we can just kind of set the state back to its default state of just an empty array. And I only want the clear button to show if there's users in the state. Okay, when we first come to the page, there should not be a clear button, so we need to add that functionality as well. So we'll do that last. Let's add the actual button and the ability to clear the users first. So in search.js, I'm going to go underneath the form here and put in a button. Let's give it a class of btn light and btn block. And we'll just say clear. And then we're going to have an on click. Now, all I want this to do is call a prop method, a function that's attached to props. So this dot props, and we'll call this clear. We'll say clear users. Okay, and since this is now a prop, we'll add it to our prop types, just like we have search users. So we'll just add right here, clear users. Now remember, when we're calling this props clear users, we're sending this up, right? So we have to catch it in our app.js where we have our search component embedded, just like we did with the search users. So I'm going to say clear users equals, and then we'll call a method called this dot clear users. And then we'll create that right here. Say clear users from state, and this is going to be very simple. We don't need to make any request or anything. We're just basically clearing out the state. So clear users, no parameters or anything. All we're doing is calling this dot set state, and in our state we're going to set users to an empty array, and let's set loading, make sure loading is set to false as well. Okay, so it'll call it this dot props clear users. When we click the button, it's going to basically catch it here. It's going to fire this off, which will fire this off, and it will set the users back to nothing. And it should just clear it in the UI. Okay, because the users are being passed into the users component right here, and this will clear it, make it an empty array, so they should just go away. So let's try it out. So if we search for something, we'll just put in an H and clear, you can see that they all go away. Now we only want this to show if there's actual users. Like right now it shouldn't be showing. So there's actually, there's a few ways we could do this. I think what I want to do is just, let's pass in a prop, a conditional prop to search. So we'll go after clear users, and let's create a prop called show clear. And we'll set this to an expression. And in here, let's say if this dot state dot users dot length, which will get the number of users in the array, if this is greater than 0, then let's pass in true for this prop, else let's pass in false. Okay, and I'll save that, and Prettier will just kind of clear that up. So now we're passing in this show clear value, which is a prop, so we want to add that to our prop types. So let's say show clear, and this is a Boolean, so I'm going to say ptbr like that. And inside our search, what we want to do is wrap the button right here. I'm just going to open an expression, and I'm going to say if this dot props, this dot props dot show clear, if that's true, and then we can use the double ampersand. If that's true, then we want to show the button like that. So I'll save that, and now we'll go back, and there's no clear button. Let's search for user. Okay, so we get our users. We can see the clear button now. If I click clear, it clears them up. It also gets rid of the button because now there's no users, and now that show clear prop is false. So this is not showing. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, I think that we can do a little bit of destructuring here because we have like this dot props here. Let's see, we have this dot props here. So let's pull out show clear and clear users from the props. So in the render, we'll say const show clear, and what else do we have? Clear users. We'll pull that from this dot props, and then we can just run clear users and show clear. All right, so we'll save that. Okay, so now we have our clear button, which should still work. I'm just going to search for my name. Okay, now notice I get more than one hit. This is my account here, but for instance, this guy actually has, if we look at his profile, he has my name in his bio. Okay, so that's why it shows up. So it searches the bio and the login. I believe those are the only two fields it searches. It might search more, I'm not sure. You can check out the documentation. All right, so we have our clear button. I just want to do a little destructuring in app.js because we're calling this dot state quite a few times. So let's go in our render, and we'll go right here and let's pull out from here. Let's say we want to pull out users and loading from this dot state. And then down here we can cut out this dot state from all three of these. All right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to create an alert component and a function to set an alert. Okay, so if something happens, like if we submit this form without adding anything, you can see we're getting an error back from the API. So I don't want to be able to do that. I want a little bit of validation where we can just simply call an alert and add some text and have it show here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in the next video.